everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Moneyline with Nancy at TV. In case you're not a subscriber yet, please do subscribe. Just press the subscribe button as well as turn on the notification bell so that you can get notifications when we upload our videos. Don't also forget to subscribe and join, follow, like our other social media platforms. Of course, you're seeing it right about now. Don't also forget to share this video across your platforms. Enjoy the video. All right, welcome back. My guest is joining us right now, Muktar Mohammed, founder of Finance with Muktar. Hello, Muktar, and welcome to the program. Muktar, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Nancy.
Okay, hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, now let's get started with the FATF question. You know, what they call the dirty money list. From your own perspective, what do you think about the removal of Nigeria from this grey list?
Nancy, it's good news. I mean, I think our economy is just being battered with good news these days. I think it's one of those news that you expect and then you see it comes to pass. Being on the dirty money list has not been good, especially in terms of foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, and also transaction, cross-border transaction. I mean, cost of funding a little bit high. And not only that, again, Nigerian companies accessing funds has been very difficult. And when they do, they access it at a very high cost. So the removal of Nigeria from that list, I think, is good news for us. So we'll begin to have more cross-border transaction at a cheaper rate. We'll also begin to see our company expand, especially in the manufacturing sector that we've been looking towards for a while now. So for me, I think it's good news, and I expect that to continue going forward. It's a very positive news, especially again when you look at our exchange rate. Also, you would also be excited about that because that news also is a pointer to our stability that we're enjoying the exchange rate. I mean, it will continue because by this we'll have more inflow, and then coupled with the fact that we're having low oil output and low oil price, this is coming at a good time for us. I think it's very, very good news.
With the removal from this watch list, do you think that it will increase foreign inflows into the country? And would it further increase investors' confidence? Because the measure of investors' confidence should be also the amount of foreign direct investment. So with the removal from this dirty money watch list, do you think it will do that?
Now, the investors' confidence is already high, and so removal also is going to be a positivity. We already have investment confidence highs based on our rating, based on our inflow, based on the.
Are you talking about foreign portfolio investment, Muktar? Foreign portfolio investment is different from foreign direct investment. We've seen more FPIs, and of course, you know that is hot money. It goes to anywhere there's attraction.
Well, Nancy, foreign direct investment, I understand what you are saying. I think we've not done well there. We've seen foreign.
That's what I'm asking.
But one thing we should always remember is this: is the foreign direct investor. Yes, is the foreign direct investor that will become foreign portfolio investors sometimes are the ones that will become foreign direct investors. So we mustn't forget that, because when the environment is good, then they want to stay in the long term. They want to build companies. They want to improve their businesses here. So that is, for me, is a positivity. But in terms of getting foreign direct investors into the Nigerian market, there's still a long way to go. NACI two-way exchange system, stable exchange rate, that is the key. And we are relatively getting there now. We can say the Naira is stable at 1,500, even if it goes to 1,400, 1,475, 1,880, and thereabout. But again, we are looking at an investor can be able to put his mark. That max I will get out of this market at 1,500. I think this might help, but it's not all about the removal from that list that will drive investors into your market. You also have to look at microeconomics indices. You also have to look at intellectual protection. These are key drivers into your economy. Exchange rate fine is good. Macroeconomy need to be very stable. We need to see inflation come down. We need to see fiscal side not having fiscal somersault. Are we sure that this policy will continue to drive? Remember that they will still have this capital gain tax coming up in January. How confident are investors wanting to come to your market? That is a fiscal policy. So we need to look at all this before we begin to say, oh, it will drive foreign direct investors. But it's good news. But again, that alone will not bring foreign investors into your markets.
So, with this now, do you think, I heard you clearly in your opening remark that this may impact the value of the Naira? Did I hear you say that? Yes. So
Definitely, Nancy, you heard
yes.
me
So
say that, and I
if you are
think
that
so because
yes,
again,
if you are
we are
that
looking at the value of the
optimistic,
Naira today as it is.
okay, land on your point.
Well, I am optimistic. I am optimistic because again, when you look at our output, oil output, budget benchmark has been very poor. We've not been able to meet it. And again, if you look at that what we are enjoying now in terms of a little bit stability, then you are not seeing those inflow comes in. Then you'll be excited that we could just begin to see that as a positive, again, driving more inflow. Because again, the Naira challenges are all about being all about liquidity. And once there's that liquidity, then definitely you get those inflow. So that's where my optimistic stands from.
Okay, let's take a look at another story that came in the positive light over the weekend. Dangote's ambitious refinery expansion. What do you think about that? Of course, more than 650,000 barrels now. He wants to increase it to 1.4 million barrels per day. What do you think about that news? Is it, like I mentioned in my intro, is it reflecting broader economic resilience or broader resilience in the energy market?
Now, the good news has always been from Dangote, and he has added to that good news with this latest what he's planning to do. I am very, very excited about it, especially coming from private sector, corporate Nigeria. This is one of those news that you have looked forward to all your life, and then you are beginning to see it come to pass. I think, again, like I said, it's good. Not only that, again, it's also looking at sharing that cake to Nigerians. The national cake, Dangote national brand, will be having 10% listed in the exchange. And that, for me, again, is one big positivity that I'm excited about. So, Nancy, I can't but commend Aliko Dangote for always putting Nigeria in the global map, especially in one of those sectors. I remember those days we say that the oil sector is the tower of corruption. We may not say we've eliminated corruption completely from the oil sector, but we are beginning to see a private sector driven oil goods economy. That, for me, will be a lot of game changer for Nigerian economy going forward. That is the positive. I'm excited about it, Nancy. Very, very excited about it.
Another good news that also came, because just like you said at the beginning, there's been barrage of good news, at least in the last few days. Another good news that came from the FIRS, soon to be known as NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service, from next year, that about 47 trillion naira has been collected so far between 2023 and 2025. What do you say about this in terms of tax collection? And I did say in my intro, is this as a result of that Nigerians are being pressed more to pay taxes, or we are seeing a formalization of businesses? I hope you understand what I'm saying, what I'm asking.
Nancy, I wish I'm that excited like you over the
I don't know if I'm excited though, Muktar.
SRS. I mean,
I don't know if I'm excited
they are
about
not
the tax thing, because I know
okay because
what
you were
I've been
talking
going through in
about
the
barrier
last
of
2
good news.
weeks
Okay,
with my tax people,
maybe let
my tax
okay.
consultants, you know.
So
I know.
Okay, so maybe let me say you call it one of those good news. So do I call it a good news? Because again, I'm not looking at even the collection, which is very, very good. And that has improved the 3 tiers of government in terms of revenue. But have the life of the ordinary Nigerian really improved commensurate to this amount that we are seeing from 2023 till now? Are we seeing those projects that are largely driven by taxpayers' money? Are we being excited? Are we seeing healthcare improve? Are we seeing schools? Are we seeing better teachers? Are people taking their children from private school to public schools because public schools are better because funding has improved? Or are we seeing politicians make more political appointees? Are we seeing politicians buying new cars? These days, the official car is now like your 600. Is that where the taxpayers' money have been going to? So those are part of what I'm trying to say, that maybe that is in terms of the government, the local government, the state government, the federal government, that is good news for them. But in terms of the average Nigerian, that has not been commensurated in good news. In terms of businesses, are businesses paying more tax now? I'm excited if businesses are paying more tax. That means businesses are making more
Doing
money.
well.
But
Yeah.
does that commiserate with the reality on ground? They need to give us a breakdown of where this increment is coming from. Is it widening of the tax net, or is it taxing the already taxed? We need to look at all those before we begin to shout, we have got into that Eldorado in terms of tax collection. I'm excited about the tax law. I'm excited what it will do to small businesses. But again, do you have the infrastructure to drive that? Will it just be, oh, you have made so amount of money, you must pay so amount of tax? Or they are looking at the numbers and looking at investment you have done and look at those things to see what really is the tax that they are supposed to pay? For me, that's my own. Have we been able to get the informal sector? Does the market woman now pay tax? Does the Okada rider now pay tax? Does the hairdresser now pay tax? Because those are the life wire of the Nigerian economy. If the informal sector are not capturing the tax net, we are just playing games. We are taxing the already
But
tax.
Muktar, aren't you contradicting yourself also? Saying that you're excited with what the new tax laws will do come January 2026. Also bear in mind that these categories of people which you have spoken about will not be paying those categories of taxes, company income tax and all of that, come 2026. So aren't you contradicting yourself? I understand what you're
Nothing.
saying in terms of informal sector making about 48% or close to 50% of our economy. Yeah, they are very, most of them are nano. Let's just put it that way. You know, not nano and micro. They've not even grown into small, as it were. And these categories of people will not be captured in the new tax laws come 2026. If your business does not make up to 100 million naira, you are exempted, at least from the new tax laws come 2026.
You see that, Nancy, you didn't get what I said. I said I'm excited for small businesses. Because now some of them, their turnover is not even up to that, and they are being forced to pay taxes. So what that would do is that if we are not being forced to pay taxes and your turnover is over 100 million, then it's good for you for expansion, and then we add to your bottom line, and you'll be able to create more jobs. That's why I'm saying I'm excited about it. For the smaller business, I actually categorize my excitement based on the SMEs and the smaller business, because today the smaller business are burdened with a lot of taxes. Nancy, the challenge that we'll have with the new tax law is whether the local government and the state government are comfortable with that law, because they normally drive their revenues in the local government and the state by levies, because they know that they cannot be able to get this tax thing really working for them, because like you rightly pointed out, the informal sector. A state like Lagos is largely driven by levies. If you go to the market, you see market women are paying different type of levies. If you go to local government, it's the same thing. It's not tax, it's levies. So are they going to really stop those levies? If they stop those levies, like what they are telling us, then that will have a positive impact on the smaller businesses. That's what I mean. So smaller businesses will not be paying levies, and they will not be paying taxes. That will lead to expansion. That's why my excitement is all about, because these are the smaller businesses that really grow the economy.
Still talking about these tax collections, it could be good news for government that they are getting now record collections. At least since I've been doing this, recently we've been hearing record tax collections, you know, FIRS surpassing expectations. But the question is, public finances still remain tight. So if FIRS has collected about 47 point something trillion naira in the last 2 years or so, public finances still remain tight. Government is still approaching markets for borrowing, still going and borrowing from even development partners and all of that. So how do we balance it? You are making more money, yet you are borrowing, and you're also servicing debts. Though the percentage of servicing debt has reduced from what it used to be, but you're still using a heavy chunk to service debts.
Exactly. That's why I made that mention that what the FIS is saying is not commensurate with what we have on ground. The life of Nigerians are not improving. We are still, like you say, we are still paying maybe most of the money we are using it to pay debt. That's why our debt profile has come down a little. But outside of that, you cannot pass only positivity. That's why I said maybe to the federal government, to the state government, to the local government, that is good news for them. But for the ordinary Nigerian, we are not seeing that as good news because our life has not improved. And we are, like I said, education has not gone better, health has not gone better. So it's not commensurate. So that's exactly what you just said. That's what I feel. So that's why I told you, I don't know whether that is good news among the good news that we have received thus far.
So which other good news are you celebrating? Because at the beginning you said that there's a barrage of good news. So which other good news, apart from the ones that we've itemized? Which other one? The grey list. Which other good news?
Maybe the good news about those two good news are the two good news that I've seen this week that is exciting me. I mean, if you look at weekend till this morning, those are the good news that I'm excited about. I've not seen any other one. That's why I'm not excited when you talk about the FIRS. That could be good news. You know, I told you that it may be to you it's good news. So my own good news is we are removed from the dirty money list. That will drive inflow. That will make businesses that want to expand. That will drive cost of funding, especially for businesses that are come international business to access international funding. That for me is the good news. And also Dangote refinery trying to expand. Also, that for me is good news. Every other good news that we find, whether the stability of the exchange rate, is tied to some of this policy. If you look at the dirty money, like I say, we bring in inflow, and that also will make us have more liquidity to be able to stabilize our currency. Dangote also will also reduce our outflow in terms of FX to buy refined petroleum products. And you and I know what the battle is. Just today we are reading that CBN has made about 1.2 billion in terms of importation of petroleum products. So even as we are celebrating Dangote being one of the largest, going to be one of the largest in the world, it seems that sometimes what you hear and what you get is different. So, but again, it's still positive news that I'm not queuing for fuel like I used to queue before. I'm not getting anxious when my fuel is getting to half tank. I will run into the filling station to fill it up because I'm not sure what will happen tomorrow. I think that stability for me is good news.
Let's talk about another piece of news. I don't know if this is good news. Another piece of news that impact all of us, that of inflation. While I was in the US for the World Bank IMF annual meetings, that piece of news came in September inflation easing to 18.02%. I took it with mixed feelings. How did you take it? Because I'm just resuming life today in the studio, so I wanted to also find out what you think
You know where I stand
about.
in terms of this inflation. You know where I stand.
Where do you stand?
You know where I stand in terms of the inflationary news. I think we've said it in your last program. I told you that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, can you hear me now, please?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, Muktar.
Okay. You know where I stand in terms of this inflationary news, Nancy? For me, I always say it's a rebase inflationary reduction. Yes, it's a replace inflationary news. I mean, what the inflationary downturn we are seeing is all brought towards rebasing. Rebasing alone will not bring down your inflation. It's after if those rebasing areas, those new areas are able to attract new investment, then you begin to see your inflation is coming down. So for me, I'm not excited about the inflation. Like I said, if you go to the market, cost of goods and services are still high. The only good thing about it is that we're not getting the kind of volatility that we used to get before. When you go in the morning, by the time you go in the evening, the price has gone by almost 50 to 20%. So that is just the only difference. But to say I'm excited about it, I don't think so, because you need to look at reality on ground by what we are getting. I keep saying that whatever we are enjoying in inflationary downturn now is all driven by monetary policy. And Nancy, you know that monetary policy alone will not keep inflation down. There must be the physical side. They must come up with physical policy that will improve growth, especially in the informal sector, especially in the lives of Nigeria. There must be social investment in healthcare. There must be social investment in agriculture. There must be social investment in education. Those are the life wire of an average Nigeria. If you don't do that, whatever you call inflationary downturn, it's just only helping the rich to get richer at the detriment of the poor. So I'm not a fan of that downturn in inflation. I'm not so confident. I'm not so excited about it. That's my take, Nancy.
Do you think that this rebasing that I was reading, I'm on a platform, many of these WhatsApp platforms, reading what the economic advisor to the president said on one of the platforms which I belong to, saying that what we're seeing right now, of course, inflation reducing, growth increasing as a result of his words, specifically his words, economic chemotherapy. We've seen the economy, shocked, shocked in the last 2 years, I suppose, after the fuel subsidy gone statement. And we are seeing that recalibration now in the economy. What do you think about that? And also put in mind what the IMF just said about Nigeria, upgrading our growth, I think, to about 4.1% or 4.2% in 2026, 3.9% this year. But they still also warned us about debts. Like I mentioned earlier, I was in the US even last week when these meetings were on in the last few days. I did ask questions from IMF officials around debt, around revenue, around our fiscal outlook and all of that. What do you have to say about that?
Nancy, I'm happy you call it chemotherapy. I mean, all the advisor call it physical chemotherapy. And you know how painful chemotherapy is to a cancer patient. And it doesn't really mean that the cancer patient is going to survive, depending on the level of the chemotherapy or the stage of his cancer. So you have to let him know which stage of the chemotherapy is the Nigerian economy going through at the moment. So that will determine whether I should be excited about it. But you shouldn't expect less from them. That's what they are going to say. So I'm not the fan of that excitement about what the special advisor on economy or whatever. What do you expect him to say? Look, what I'm saying, the reality on ground is not in tone with what they are saying. That's my take. Whether the chemotherapy is working, we need to know. You see, it's only when they tell the cancer patient that you are cancer-free that they get excited, not the time that they tell him to come and do more chemotherapy.
Anyway.
So chemotherapy is good, but like I said, which state of cancer are we? Which state of cancer is the economy, so that we know how much effective is the chemotherapy. That's my take, Nancy.
Okay. I think we'll leave it at that now, but of course what you said is that finally, beyond the numbers, how should this really translate to the lives and livelihoods of Nigerians? And that is what I've always asked these government officials whenever I have that time and chance to engage with them. Thank you very much, Muktar, for your perspective this morning. Let's speak soon again. Thank you. All right, I've been speaking with Muktar Mohammed. Muktar Mohammed, who is the founder of Finance with Muktar. Just before we go, I know you've been saying it in the last few days on the program. I have said it times without number on the show, at least in the last few days, that the financial landscape in Nigeria is changing, and I hope that you're taking note of that. New tax laws from next year, new insurance reforms, pension recapitalization, banks recapitalization. There's a new payment guideline in the offing, a whole lot of stuff happening that would also shift the market as well as investment trends. How prepared are you? Moneyline with Nancy is presenting to you an investment forum. So we are going beyond the studio. What I'm going to be doing come November 12th is taking you by the hands. I've gotten a lot of questions, barrage of questions, in terms of guidance. Come join me and the speakers that will be speaking alongside with me November 12th here in Abuja, Yaradua Center. All you can do right now, register now, scan that QR code, call that number. If you also want to upgrade for you to have a hands-on guidance, because I get a lot of questions. Nancy, I have 1 million, I have 50,000, how do I invest? Come that day and we're going to take you guide you through what you are going to do. So that's it. Investment Forum, November 12th. I am excited to see all of you there. And it's hybrid. In case you are not able to join me in Abuja, you can join us online at 2. So register, call that number. I'll see you all again tomorrow, God willing. Be the best you can be the change that you want to see. I am Nancy Naji. Bye for now. Thank you for making it up to this minute watching the video. Thank you all. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Moneyline with Nancy TV. Like, follow all our other social media platforms where we keep you up to speed with fantastic interviews, as well as markets, personal finance, business, and economy information. This is the best place to be. I'll see you all again in the next video.